Welcome to East Field. The Greenjackets receiving the kickoff with Hammond taking it back from the 15, coming up the near side of the field, the fumble, and the ball going over to the Western Mass Blitzin Bears. Tim Drawbridge alongside Joe Pape, Peter Pape Productions here on YouTube live at East Field, just off of Dix Avenue. Hot day here in the Tri-County region of Glens Falls, and the heat and humidity without a breeze tonight. It's going to be a stifling night on the field tonight for Week 3 of the New England Football League. Glens Falls coming in at 2-0, Western Mass 0-2. We'll go over some of the scores from the first 2-3 weeks of the season as we push through the first quarter. No starting lineups tonight. Glens Falls coming out unified as a team, but we'll be obviously getting some of the perimeter folks mentioned on top of talking about the trenches too. Western Mass, they had 5 injuries last week as they ended up having a big loss to New England, and remarking on their Facebook page, yes, indeed, a lot of injuries last week. 5 players going down, and head coach David Dunn, you see on the near side receiver, suiting up. Handoff up the middle. That's to Scott. Fumble recovered by the Bears. So the 1st and 10 play not going anywhere for Western Mass from their side of the 50. As we've already mentioned, head coach David Dunn putting on the gear tonight to play for the Blitzin Bears, the assistant coach Gregory Shaver. Keys to victory tonight for the Blitzin Bears. Got to press the quarterback for Glens Falls, Caleb Condon. Stop the run and spread them out offensively. Keys to the game for Glens Falls and head coach Stephen Johnson. Got to play our game to our level and no mistakes. Obviously one miscue already. Pitch to Scott. Check that Mitchell, Demetrius Mitchell, 205.58. Gaining maybe a half yard. So it's still 3rd and long distance from their 41. Early moments, first quarter here, live at East Field. The Greenjackets, 95 years strong, 9 championships. The last one in 2017. Dunn to the near side with Scott. Far side, Shepard. Nope, check that, he's injured. That would be Rodriguez over on the far side sideline. Cruz calling signals out of the pistol. Back to pass. Pressured by Green Jr. Going down, the first sack of the night. And a loss of 10. Green Jr. coming off the left side edge and just absolutely taking down Cruz. So it's 4th down and a very long 20. Let's see how the Blitzin Bears decide to play this. And assuming punt formation, I believe that is John Hammond back to receive just inside his 30. Castellano to punt. He does all the placements and the punting for Western Mass. Good conversation with him earlier this afternoon coming in for tonight's game. No score, just about 4 minutes played here at East Field in week 3 of the NEFL. Castellano waiting the snap. That snap pressured. Castellano takes it to the far side, and he is going to be taken down for no gain. Nice pressure coming in from the left side of the Glens Falls defense. Troy Trent Jr. as Castellano couldn't get that snap bouncing to him off the grass. And on the turnover on downs, here come the Greenjackets. 1st and 10 from the Western Mass 30. The quarterback, Caleb Condon, has had some great performances in the first couple of weeks. Timeout taken by Western Mass. In week 1, Condon, a first-year rookie here in semi-pro ball, having played his ball down the street at Hudson Falls and up in Rutland County at Castleton College. An 18-yard touchdown run, 3 touchdown passes to Prophet, Stasinski, and Pickering in a 32-0 win over Southern Vermont in week 1. The off week and picking things up last weekend, he was 11-19 for 198 and 2 passing touchdowns. Again, Caleb Condon showing how he's been able to motor. Be remiss in not mentioning Emmanuel Isaac. He came in the 4th quarter as the lead extended to 32 in week 1 and tossed a 52-yard touchdown pass to Stasinski. Head coach Steven Johnson has confidence in all 3 of his quarterbacks on the squad. Mobility and their arm strength, the major factors. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Berkshire Bank. Life is exciting. Let us help. Branches in Queensbury and Whitehall for all your personal and commercial banking needs. Stasinski to the far side. Near side Hammond as Condon calls signals. Prastio behind Condon. Motion Hammond. The toss. Prastio near side. Open hole. Inside the 10, and Prastio taken down with a nice gain of 20 as we resume play here in the first quarter. First, and it will be goal to goal just inside the 10 for the Greenjackets. So after the gain of 21 for Prastio. Same formation for the Greenjackets. 1st and goal to goal from the 9. Under 10 to play, first quarter. Condon, inside handoff. That's to McAllister, who barrels in for the 9-yard score. So McAllister for the 9-yard score. And one of the concerns regarding the Greenjackets this year, their placement game. Stasinski to hold. coming in off the left side of Glens Falls offensive line is number 18, Antoine Irene for Western Mass. Dead ball foul, perhaps, with Western Mass being offsides.
Call against Western Mass.
So we'll do this all over again. Armstrong to do the placements this week. The snap, the hold, the kick by Armstrong is up, and it is good. 9:21 left, first quarter. Greenjackets 7, Western Mass nothing.
Greenjackets take a 7-0 lead.
So after 5.5 minutes played here at East Field, turnover on the opening kickoff by Hammond. Turnover and down to the air and snap on the punt by Western Mass. And Glens Falls with the short field converts 31 yards. And about 2 minutes on the clock and the 9-yard run. .37 seconds left until halftime. 26-0. Glens Falls. Tim Drawbridge alongside Peter Pape, Joe Pape with Pape Productions, bringing in a live feed here from East Field in Glens Falls. We'll go over the scoring in a few moments. Some technological issues while we're got this on a delayed recording. Cruz throwing it downfield, almost picked off by Ogilvie. Right through his hands. So it'll be 3rd down and 15 now for Western Mass. Another timeout taken by Glens Falls. That is their second here in pretty much back-to-back plays. So you got to figure Coach Steven Johnson likes his odds of getting some good field position here and maybe trying to get something sized up for their place kicker, Heath Armstrong. 2 for 4 on the point afters tonight for the Greenjackets. Glens Falls coming into this game at 2-0, winning in week 1 with a shutout against the Vermont Ravens, up 12-0 in halftime, 20 points in the fourth quarter to win 32-0. A much more difficult task, even though they ran out to a 13-0 lead last week against Worcester County. The Wildcats came back with 14 straight, a 1-point lead, and then Prastio with 1:40 left in regulation, scoring from 4 yards out. And even though the Wildcats had a long kickoff return to the Greenjackets 20, John Hammond with the interception to preserve the victory. 3rd down, 15-16 to go. They got to get to their 49. Cruz calling signals. That's Demetrius Mitchell behind Cruz. Pressure by Glens Falls and Tony Green Jr. with Cruz throwing it up. And are they going to call this a fumble or a continued play? No whistle. So with the ball actually being thrown backwards, that's a lateral. That's a fumble. And a good play by Mitchell to get the ball and try to do something with it. And it's going to be 4th down now and 20 for Western Mass as Glens Falls takes their last timeout of the half. Glens Falls, their first score off of a miscue by Western Massachusetts. Just to review from way back in the first quarter, Western Mass won the toss. They deferred their choice to the second half. Glens Falls ended up choosing to receive. Hammond on the return fumbled, And then Western Mass was basically 4 and out in the turnover on downs with the injury on the field right now. For Western Mass, the reason why there's a timeout on the field. Nonetheless, a bad snap to Castellano, the punter. Couldn't do anything with it. And a nice 2-minute, 31-yard drive, ending up with a McAllister 9-yard run. Prasio had the second score, the Ballston Spa grad for Glens Falls. The point after by Armstrong made the score 14-0. Barito, again, the Glens Falls defense, ton of pressure on Cruz, especially with the amount of roster changes that Western Mass has had to undergo because of 5 injuries last week and some player defections during the course of the week. Got to give this team a lot of credit to have not only 11 players to field on the field tonight at Eastfield, but nonetheless having a squad of 15 and perhaps down to 14 with the injury to the player on the far side of the field. So Barito with a 3-yard interception, the point after no good, and then Stasinski, a 29-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Condon, rounded out the scoring, 26-0, 17 seconds left. Believe that is McLaughlin back to return the kick from Castellano. So we're now starting to lose the sun, thank goodness. With the warmth and the stifling humidities, the lights start to come on here at East Field. See the one player to Castellano's left. I believe that's Fonseca, who's been instrumental in trying to step in front of Castellano, kind of shield him from Glens Falls. The return by McLaughlin down to about the 30, and with 4 seconds left, now 3. Let's see what the Greenjackets do here heading into halftime. I don't see Armstrong heading out, nor do I see Dwayne Bennett, who did the point afters in week 1 and has been doing all the kickoffs tonight. So the clock is hit 0. And see what they're doing on the field. The officials are still hanging out. And it is halftime here at East Field. Glens Falls 26, Western Mass nothing. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by Berkshire Bank. Life is exciting. Let us help with branches in Queensbury and Whitehall for all your personal and commercial banking needs. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Old School Pest Control. With over 20 years of experience, Old School Pest Control is the pest control authority for the capital region of New York. We're committed to offering top-level service to our customers, and as a result, we will work hard to solve your pest problem and provide the best customer service available. Old School Pest Control. Again, the first year in the New England Football League for the Glens Falls Greenjackets, their 95th anniversary. Runners-up in the EFL, the Empire Football League last year. Western Mass back-to-back championships. And obviously some frustrations with all the injuries in 3 weeks thus far, on top of some of the player attrition, defections during the course of the week. We'll go ahead and take in some of the halftime festivities. Cornhole on the field tonight. We'll listen to our public address announcer, Dan Miner. Herb Cloutier, his sidekick tonight. Hank Pelton down there setting up the cornhole. Those were custom built, custom made, and they are pretty spiffy. So we'll leave it to Dan and Herb, and we'll pick things up in a few moments.
Is it working? All right, who wants to play some cornhole, guys? We need one adult, 2 kids. Win some awesome prizes. All right, come on. Who wants to play? Come on. places in cornhole? No? Come on, great practice. Who wants to play? Yeah, I can't anybody. What's going on?
Very cool prize like that. Go up here and mark the back.
Yes, you want to go. Come on, you guys. Somebody's got to play cornhole. You want to play? You want to play? Oh, come on, guys. There's great prizes out there right now. You play? All right, we got one. You want to go? You pick. Come on. Who wants to play? No? The cool guys?
You got another one over there. Right back here. Right back. All right, I think Kurt's got the contestants ready to go down on the field. And with some really cool prizes. We're looking for her. All right. We're going to take some contestants out here to see if we can win some really cool prizes. Let's pause and get together and make sure we're winning tonight with Greenjackets cornhole.
Are you trying to get people to play cornhole?
All right, so let's get some contestants out here. Each will carry in a couple of boxes. Let's see if we get a winner here tonight. That each one gets a box. All right, we all set? All right. We got some contestants ready to go.
So the kids will go right here. So that way you can come here. Okay. And grandma? We're waiting for family to go. So you gotta go and try to get it in the hole, okay? Oh, you know what? We'll give you another shot. Go try it again. One more.
Come on, you can do it.
That's all right. We got some for you, though. Dave? Come on up. There you go. So let's make it a board.
Nice job.
Nice job. All right, you want to stand right here.
All right. Let's see what happens here. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Nice job. Good job. We got some winners out here tonight.
All right. What's your name? Allison? Come right up here, Allison. Stand right here. Go right there.
All right. Cornhole pop.
You can do it.
Yes, what you got out there? I wish you athletic speed.
Oh! Wow! Nice. Right?
That's what I got. I like this kind of cornhole.
All right. There you go. Yep, that's good.
All right.
Oh,
Nice.
what do you think? It's in. Not bad. One more.
One more to go.
I know. You got a new way of life? Oh, I don't know where you just can't embarrass everybody right now. I don't know. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks, Dan.
Nice job, man. Big thanks to all of our cornhole contestants. Brought to you by Best Built Cornhole Boards. Got a new set last night myself. My Gene Simmons Kiss Cornhole Boards. I'll tell you what, if you want them, give them a call or stop by and see them online or on Facebook. Best Built Cornhole Boards.
Sure. Yeah, 8 minutes.
Streaming to their channel. Like they said. I know it's streaming. What I said, George, I never started when it really came down. I don't think that's good. It's still here. If you look here, somehow or another, it just didn't get the URL. The problem is there's so many accounts. It's hard sometimes when you forget to stream it to the right thing. I streamed it this afternoon to put 2 days ago to put the well, I streamed it to put the notice up. I got it almost there. She's way up on the top step. Excuse me. Connected, but it won't let me bring it in.
Can you do me a favor? Before Herb forgets, there's a receiver plugged into his board. It's just a little remote black thing. If you could grab it from him.
I put that on the channel. And
it's a tiny little thing that it goes up and out.
I also put the policy on there.
That's it. He handed me the mic, but I need, without this, everything's useless.
Go to settings and set this going on. Ready?
I didn't see that you had it.
Ready to go?
Welcome back to Eastfield. Halftime wrapping up, getting ready for the second half, and the Greenjackets a 26-0 lead. Tim Drombridge alongside Joe Pape and Peter Pape. Pape Productions bringing the recording here from Eastfield tonight. Western Mass, they ended up deferring the toss at the beginning of the game, so Glens Falls will have the opportunity to take it out on offense or defend one of the goals, and I think we may end up having a substitution at quarterback just like we did back in week 1, as Emmanuel Isaac's been warming up out on the field. Isaac came in and threw a 52-yard touchdown pass to Szynski in the fourth quarter of that game against the Ravens. Just to review the scoring for the first half: a McAllister 9-yard run, Prastio an 11-yard run, Barito the 3-yard interception, and Szynski a nice pitch and catch of 29 yards from Condon. 2 of 4 on the point afters by Heath Armstrong. And that all adds up to 26 for the Greenjackets. The Blitzin Bears, 1 injury in the first half. They're down to 14 active players on the roster here. Kashif Shepard, Ricky Adams, Kuwan Wright, Thomas Smith, Fernando Rivera, Rob Scott, Marvin Gabriel, all not playing because of injury, but I believe it's Scott, or perhaps somebody else wearing 88, that is playing for Western Mass this evening. Hot night in Glens Falls. It was 83 at kickoff. Cut the air with a knife tonight. The wind. What wind, right? It's stifling. Needless to say, hydration on the field. But thankfully, nobody has cramped up. So, Glens Falls will kick off and defend the south goal and look up toward Dix Avenue. Kicking off for the Greenjackets, Dwayne Bennett. He's converted from soccer to football, his first year playing football, replacing Morgan Smith, the first female kicker in the Empire Football League, who is off to law school this year. Congratulations to Morgan. Cruz, one of the players back for the Bears. I believe the other player is Tyler Castellano over on the far side. On the same plane as Cruz is number 44, Marco Martinez for Western Mass. Greenjackets 2-0, looking for their third victory before they head off next week to take on the Cobras from Middleborough. Coming down to Castellano, no Cruz. Cruz from the 15. Confusion as to who was taking the ball back there, and a swarm of Greenjackets taking Cruz down at the 20. 1st and 10 from there for Western Mass.
Thanks for coming out tonight here at Eastfield for your Glens Falls
Good crowd here tonight at Eastfield. Not only the home for the Greenjackets, but the Glens Falls Dragons. Greenjackets, they love being involved with the community. Their youth football clinic being postponed a couple of weeks, actually 3 to July 30th, because of the incoming weather for Sunday. So here we go. 1st and 10 for Western Mass. Castellano Rodriguez to the near side. To the far side, that I believe is Leroy Lawson. In the slot, Jesse Castellano. Cruz calling signals. Hasn't had any time to pass tonight. Tony Green Jr. on the backside somehow gets the ball to Kuwan Wright, who was not supposed to be playing tonight. So the first down, I believe, for Western Mass this evening. 1st and 10 from the 31. Tony Green Jr. from his left end position has been in that backfield of the Blitzin Bears pretty much all night. The 6'2", 255-pounder out of Glens Falls High School, the two-way player. Team MVP last year, Tony Green Jr. Had a nice catch for 20 yards on that first drive, leading to the McAllister touchdown run back in the beginning stages of the first quarter. 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Cruz helping to buckle up Wright's helmet. Comes up into the tight end position on the offensive line. Bad snap. Cruz is able to get it. Jailbreak, and it's going to be picked off by the Greenjackets. Number 30, Eric France, will take it back for 6. A 34-yard interception return, the second one of the night for the Greenjackets, and it's 32-0 Glens Falls. Eric France, the Hudson Falls grad, first year playing semi-pro level football. Always in the middle of every tackle, that time in the middle of picking it off and taking it back to the house. Stasinski out to hold. Armstrong to kick. Some of the offensive players sitting back, relaxing on the bench on that one. The snap. Nice catch by Stasinski, and good composure by McLaughlin. Check that, Armstrong to kick it through. 33-0 Greenjackets. Western Mass able to penetrate off the center, but again, that's Armstrong holding his composure to split the uprights with the PAT. 34-yard interception return. Eric France. And an impressive performance here by Glens Falls, and you got to give kudos to Western Mass, playing with 14 now with the injury. And with all the injuries last week against New England, on top of some player attrition, some of these players are on the field for the first time in the last couple of days, and it's hard to be able to just install plays and then, try to figure out what the plays are. And then everybody's got certain tendencies from how they've been coached previously. So it's been a big task for Coach David Dunn and the Blitzin Bears. Dunn playing in the first half. He's over on the sideline right now, helmet in his hand. Yes, Coach David Dunn, shoulder pads, helmet, jersey on. He's been playing wide receiver. In the second quarter, pretty much playing a lot of defense. The kickoff by Bennett. Down to the 13. Castellano on the return. Taking down Terry McCray, one of the players in on the tackle, on top of Jason Profit.
First down and 10. Coming up for the Western Mass Blitzin Bears. Greenjackets back here in East Field on Saturday night, July 29th versus the Mass Warriors. Game's Southfield Community Time.
So here we go with the Blitzin Bears. See if they can muster something on offense. Their first down on the previous drive before the interception by Cruz. Glens Falls, only undefeated team in the NEFL, coming into tonight at 2-0. Mass, Worcester, Middleborough, who is the next opponent for Glens Falls, and New England all at 1-1.
Don't forget after the game, be sure to join us at Smithley's East in Glens Falls.
And to be able to go 3-0 into the new league for Glens Falls would certainly be outstanding in trying to establish another run in this campaign. 11:20 left, third quarter.
First down and 10.
Greenjackets a commanding lead. Two receivers to the near side, one split out up top. Mitchell behind Cruz. Cruz looking to pass, going deep, has a man but overthrows, and that's Akil Anthony, the starting quarterback, been with the team for 5 seasons, who had a better angle on that versus the intended receiver for the Blitzin Bears. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Jim's Glass. Jim's Glass Service offers the best service for all your commercial or residential glass and window needs. Thanks for the break. Thanks to Jim's Glass. 2nd and 10 from the 27.
Second down and 10.
A couple of weeks ago, John Stasinski, the South High grad, Jake Gregory, the defensive tackle out of Whitehall, Dejon Tyler from Georgia, all had the opportunity to head out to Canton with Hank Pelton. Ooh, nice stick. Speaking of Tyler, one of the 2 tacklers for the Greenjackets on Cruz, as there's a little extracurricular after the whistle. But nonetheless, those 3 ball players participated in an American football events game at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, the Independence Day Bowl, against a team of all-stars from the Columbus, Ohio area. Lots of negotiating and saber rattling going on in the field. Let's see if we can get things sorted out, back under control. Clearly, you know Western Mass is going to stick up for their quarterback taking a hard hit. They don't need any more injuries. That is for sure. And Glens Falls is just pretty much simply trying to play good hard tackle football. So 2nd and 10, I believe. So it's a personal foul against Glens Falls, and I believe it is Tyler who may have gotten ejected. As we said, he was in with a hard hit on Cruz, and he's taken off the shoulder pads, so Tyler has been thrown out of the game. And the Glens Falls coaching staff is looking for some sort of an explanation. Tyler, like we mentioned, from Georgia, he was in the Army, jumping out of airplanes.
Second out.
On the offensive side of the ball, last week against Worcester, he ended up running for 55 yards. Just under 9 minutes to play, third quarter, 33-0, Glens Falls. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Adventure Family Fun Center, your home to the best in family fun in the Lake George, New York region. Check them out at adventurefamilyfun.com. 2nd and 10 now for Western Mass. Two receivers to the near side when we resume play. That's Rodriguez split out far. The top of your screen. Still a lot of chatter going on. And it looks like number 99, William Irene, has been thrown out of the game for Western Mass as he's heading off in the direction of the locker room in the Glens Falls sideline. So Irene heading to the locker room, Tyler heading to the locker room. And with head coach David Dunn in pads, that's 14 players if you count the 11 on the field and the 3 on the sideline, still able to play for Western Mass. 3rd and 8 from the 29. Cruz, new quarterback for the team, rushed for 190 yards and had a touchdown last week against New England. He's got Mitchell behind him. Back to pass, pressure up the middle, overthrowing Demetrius Mitchell as Brandon St. John came right up the middle and got the pressure on Cruz. Clock continues to run, 4th down, 7. See what the decision is for the Blitzin Bears. And it looks like obviously they're going to go for it, down by 33. Scott and Castellano to the nearest side. Two receivers split out to the far side. One of them, Rodriguez. Cruz back to pass. Pressure up the middle by the Greenjackets. Here comes Cruz to the near side. Slicing through 2 defenders. And he think he got enough for the first down, and he did. Nice running by Angel Cruz. 5'10", 182. And it's a 1st and 10 for Western Mass from the 38. There was Renato Teixeira, the first person that had an opportunity to take Cruz down. We mentioned him just because he's recently signed by the Greenjackets this week. As was said a couple of times, hey, it's the kid from Brazil. And obviously he's got a motor. And they've been doing the translation as well. So 1st and 10 for Western Mass. Cruz passes to Scott. Another first down if he holds on to the ball, and he does, crossing midfield for the first time. A gain of 15 for Western Mass. And the first significant drive of the ball game. Scott comes out to the near side with Castellano. Rodriguez jogging to the far side. He'll get covered by Akil Anthony. Cruz passing over the middle towards Scott again. A little bit too far out in front. And Tyler Brown had his eyes on that for Glens Falls. 2nd and 10. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Stone Saver Plus. Repair, restore, replace, and new construction for all your stone surface needs. Call 518-338-9993. So the ball may be being moved back by the officials. Can't see what the signal was from the official. As one of the trainers for Glens Falls runs to the other side of the field. So with that all being attempted to be sorted out, 2nd and 15 from midfield for Western Mass. Cruz looking to pass. Mitchell out in front of him. Has a receiver downfield. Keeps it though. Nice open field tackle by Glens Falls. It's number 85, Jeff Bovey. In the pursuit of Cruz. So 3rd down, 15. And now a flag against Glens Falls. And it's probably against Bovey. Personal foul. 15-yard penalty against the Greenjackets. And a new set of downs for the Blitzin Bears. Not pretty, but still something to be able to build on here for Western Mass. 2:45 left, 3rd quarter. Glens Falls 33, Western Mass nothing. Same formation, 2 receivers in the near side, 1 to the far side. Mitchell on the right side of Cruz. Rolling to the right, Mitchell in front of him. Cruz trying to keep it. Bovey misses on the tackle. That time comes back and another flag goes down. And Bovey's coming up saying, I got the ball. So the turnover will stand. We'll see if that was just a field marker that was thrown down by the official. And on the turnover, that's Skylar Russell. So the first significant drive, another flag into the air, is thrown in the direction of Tony Green Jr. and Rashawn Colson. And I think they're trying to get Tony Green Jr. to calm down a little bit. And somehow there's been a personal foul again called against Glens Falls. Now they're marked 15 back, so this will take them inside the 20. Two minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Here comes Pickering to the near side, Colson to the far side, and a change of quarterback with Isaac in now for Condon. And another flag as the messy theme of the third quarter continues. Dead ball, foul, legal procedure against the Greenjackets, pushes them back 5 more. So it's 1st and 10 from the 10. Once again, Pickering, the Tupper Lake grad, to the near side. Colson, the 6'1", 195 receiver, out to the far side with Isaac calling signals. Handoff to the back to his right. Right side, still going. Knee hit the turf there as A.J. Arrington gets his first action of the game. He rushed for 34 yards, had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown last week against Worcester. Check that. That should have been written in for Prestio. This is Arrington's first action. Isaac, the snap. Handoff to Arrington. Up the middle. First down yardage to the Western Mass 35. Isaac, second action of the season, I believe, thus far. He came in the fourth quarter in week 1 in the 32-0 victory over Vermont and had the 52-yard touchdown pass to Stasinski. End of 3, 33-0 Greenjackets. Fourth quarter action coming up in just a few moments. Fourth quarter action here from Eastfield. Glens Falls 33, Western Mass nothing. Fumble by Isaac, still able to pick it up. Nice, coming off the edge for Western Mass, number 34, Jesse Castellano. It'll be 2nd and 16. Isaac, the 6'1", 175 quarterback out of Schenectady. Veteran with the Semi-Pro Football League. Coach Stevenson talking about the luxury of having 3 quarterbacks with strong arms and mobility. That's always a good thing to have. That is Arrington, and he's got the yardage back and a couple of more on top of it. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8 from the 38. Glens Falls perfectly content to let the clock run and come out of this game injury-free at 3-0 with all sights on Middleborough in week 4 next weekend. As Pickering split out to the far side, near side is Colson. as Isaac calls signals. Fake handoff. Rolling. Far side. Oh, nice play by the defender of Western Mass. Leroy Lawson on the coverage. Versatile on both sides of the ball. A workhorse, according to Jesse Castellano and head coach Dave Dunn for Western Mass. Third and 8. So the penalty on the play has been declined. So it's 4th down and the first punt for Glens Falls tonight. As Armstrong is out to kick.
Back to punt for the Greenjackets, number 88, Armstrong.
And Glens Falls may have to take a timeout here. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still not enough players on the field. I think that's the last one now, but McLaughlin waiting the snap. The kick. End over end. Taken by Western Mass. Fumbled by Scott. That's Prestio right on top of him. The turnover. Recovered by Glens Falls. And another flag. And see, Prestio is in there. And there's 2 more flags. We'll see what happens. Coach David Dunn in on one of those flags. That was Scott fumbling the punt. Scrambling back. You had Prestio and Pickering in there trying to scramble for the football. Everything's still being sorted out. And another flag thrown and an ejection with Western Mass. And this is Scott, I believe, who's being walked off, and he's still jawing and gabbing at the officials. So things continue to be sorted out on the field. That's the second player ejected for Western Mass with an injury. I think they're only down to 12 players. And I believe the game has just gotten called. Not sure for the reasons. Perhaps, maybe at this point, Western Mass is down to 10 players. Looking for some sort of explanation. But the Greenjackets are looking to line up at the 50 and shake hands. So not enough players to complete the game. And the Glens Falls Greenjackets, with 11:19 left in the fourth quarter, will win 33-0 and go 3-0. A 9-yard McAllister run, opening minutes of the first quarter. Prestio, an 11-yard run. Both point afters by Armstrong were good. Barito, the 3-yard interception. Stasinski, a 29-yard receiving touchdown from Condon. And then the 34-yard return of an interception by France. The point after good. 33-0. Glens Falls, Western Mass, nothing. So for Peter Pape, Joe Pape, and the entire Glens Falls Greenjackets organization, I'm Tim Drawbridge. You have been watching a presentation of New England Football League action here, courtesy of Pape Productions on YouTube Live.